Welcome back to the Real Bio Protocol, the channel where we break down the science of peptides, fitness, and health optimization that most people will never hear about. Today, we are diving into something that could completely change the way you think about exercise selection and muscle building. We are going to cover exactly how it works, what the real science says, the results you can expect week by week, and exactly what you need to do to get the most out of it. Stay with us until the end, because we are going to give you the full protocol. Let's get into it. ACT1, the problem here is the reality that nobody in the fitness industry wants to admit. 90% of people in the gym are wasting their time on exercises that barely move the needle. They hop from machine to machine, copying whatever the biggest guy is doing, without understanding a single thing about muscle activation, length-tension relationships, or biomechanics. And the fitness industry loves this. They sell you complicated programs with 30 different exercises when the truth is you only need a handful of movements done correctly to build an elite physique. Think about it. How many times have you seen someone grinding away on the pec deck for years with a chest that looks exactly the same? How many guys are doing bicep curls every single day with arms that never grow? The problem is not effort. The problem is exercise selection. Not all exercises are created equal. Some movements put your muscles in positions where they can generate maximum force and create maximum tension. Other movements are basically just burning calories while giving you the illusion of progress. The science on this is absolutely clear. Researchers have been studying muscle activation patterns and hypertrophy responses for decades. We know which exercises create the most mechanical tension. We know which movements take muscles through their full range of motion. We know which positions create peak contraction at the lengthened position, which is where the magic happens for growth. But most trainers will never tell you this because it is too simple. They cannot sell you a 12-week periodized program if the answer is just pick the right exercises and progressively overload them. ACT2, the hidden truth. Let me break down the science that changes everything. There is something called the length-tension relationship, and it is the key to understanding why some exercises build muscle, and others just make you tired. When a muscle is in its lengthened position under load, that is where you get the most muscle damage and the strongest hypertrophy signal. A 2022 meta-analysis published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research found that exercises emphasizing the stretched position produced significantly greater muscle growth than exercises emphasizing the shortened position. This is why a deep stretch incline dumbbell fly can build more chest than a cable crossover, where the resistance is highest at peak contraction. This is why Romanian deadlifts build hamstrings faster than leg curls. This is why overhead tricep extensions outperform pushdowns for arm size. The research is not even close on this. Stretched position training wins every single time. Now combine this with EMG data showing which exercises create the highest muscle activation, and you have a complete roadmap for exercise selection. Studies using electromyography have mapped out exactly which movements light up each muscle group the most. And when you combine high activation with stretched position loading, you get exercises that are almost unfairly effective for building muscle. ACT3, the mechanism. Let me explain exactly why this works at the cellular level. When you load a muscle in its lengthened position, you are creating maximum mechanical tension on the sarcomeres, which are the contractile units inside your muscle fibers. This triggers a cascade of signaling pathways, particularly mTOR, which is the master regulator of muscle protein synthesis. Stretched position training also creates more muscle damage in the form of micro tears, which signals your body to rebuild bigger and stronger. But here's what most people miss. Different muscles have different fiber orientations and different length tension curves. Your chest fibers run horizontally, so movements that bring your arm across your body in a stretched position, like an inclined dumbbell press or deep stretch fly, hit them perfectly. Your lats, on the other hand, have fibers that run at an angle, so exercises that stretch them overhead while pulling down, like a pullover or stretch-focused lat pull-down, create maximum tension. Your quads are most active at long muscle lengths, so deep squats and lunges beat shallow leg presses every time. Your hamstrings cross two joints, so exercises that stretch them at the hip while keeping the knee relatively straight, like Romanian deadlifts, create more growth stimulus than lying leg curls. Once you understand the anatomy, the exercise selection becomes obvious. ACT4 real-world application. Here's your complete exercise guide broken down by muscle group. For chest, the king is the 30-degree incline dumbbell press with a deep stretch at the bottom. Pair it with a cable fly from a low angle that keeps tension in the stretched position. For back, you want a stretch-focused pull-down where you reach up and let your lats fully lengthen before pulling down. Add barbell rows with a full stretch at the bottom. For shoulders, the lateral raise with a slight forward lean hits the lateral delt perfectly. For rear delts, use a face pull or reverse pec deck with a pause at full stretch. For quads, nothing beats a deep heel elevated squat or Bulgarian split squat taken to full depth. For hamstrings, the Romanian deadlift is unmatched, followed by lying leg curls done with a slow eccentric. For biceps, the incline dumbbell curl stretches the long head perfectly. For triceps, the overhead cable extension or skull crusher puts the long head under maximum stretch. For glutes, the hip thrust remains king, but deep step-ups are underrated. Train each muscle group twice per week with 3 to 4 sets per exercise taken close to failure. ACT 5, the bigger picture here is why this matters more than you think. The fitness industry is built on complexity because complexity sells. They want you confused. They want you thinking you need fancy machines and complicated programs. But the science says otherwise. Pick the right exercises. Load them progressively. Train hard and recover. That is the entire game. When you understand exercise selection based on real biomechanics and real research, you cut your gym time in half while doubling your results. You stop wasting energy on movements that look cool but accomplish nothing. You build the physique you want in years instead of decades. This is information that used to be locked away in exercise science journals that nobody reads. Now you have it. The science is out there and now you have it. That is why we are here. This is the Real Bio Protocol. If you enjoyed this upload, do not forget to like and subscribe. Subscribing is completely free. Share this with someone who needs it and tune in again for the next upload. See you then. If you enjoyed this upload, do not forget to like and subscribe. Subscribing is completely free. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. Tune in again for the next upload. This has been the Real Bio Protocol.